My name is Dimitar Lilkov. I'm a research officer at the Martin Center, and I handle digital and environment. I have two quick questions to MP Damien Collins. Damien, I saw that you chaired the DCMS committee in the UK Parliament, and I have a special liking to this committee because it produced a couple of years ago a report where it labeled Facebook as digital gangsters. So my question concerns the online white harms paper, which you mentioned. Are we going to see a bill soon on online harms? And what is the state of debate in the British society when it comes to this potential bill? Is there pushback from digital companies? What's the overall dynamic? I'm quite interested because I see that we have a parallel process going in the EU when it comes to Digital Services Act. And secondly, you also mentioned advertisement and competition investigations. Last year, there was a report by our competitions authority exactly that Facebook and Google completely dominate advertisement online. Are there going to be tougher antitrust proceedings? And does the UK actually have the legal base to stand in trial for a really serious case against these companies? Or maybe you also need to revamp your competition rules. This is the way the EU is going with Digital Markets Act. Thank you very much. I really see overlap on issues which are very relevant for the UK and the EU, so I really hope that the two economic blocs move in sync on these issues. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for mentioning the digital gangsters. That was a inquiry I chaired as chairman of the committee. And for those of you who know Shoshana Zuboff, who wrote the brilliant book Surveillance Capitalism, she told me that she'd wanted to use the term in her book, but her lawyers had told her she couldn't. So she was pleased we had. In terms on competition, so the UK has gone through a similar process to other countries. It started off with the Furman review commissioned by the Treasury, looking at competition in the tech markets, that led then to an investigation by the Competition and Markets Authority into the digital ad market, and then some final recommendations last year on that, which included the creation of a digital markets unit, a specialist unit in the CMA to be the home for investigating anti-competition issues in the tech sector. And Parliament will legislate this year to create the digital markets unit and give it the powers that it needs to get going. So I think we're going through a very similar process to the one that the EU is going through and Australia's gone through. And in fact, I think if you read the CMA report from the UK, the Antitrust Committee report from the US Congress, and the Australian competition report that led to this new news code in Australia, you'll see a lot of similarities in the evidence taken and the approach and the identification of the problem. So, on top of that, you look at a whole series of individual antitrust cases against Google and Facebook that are being heard in American courts at the moment, and indeed the Department of Justice has commissioned its own big antitrust investigation as well. So, so there are a lot of things happening there. On online harms, I was on a call with the minister today, sort of round table to discuss the work being done on the bill, along with officials. Ofcom has been confirmed as the regulator, so Ofcom is working closely with the government on that. There could be a period of pre-legislative scrutiny in Parliament in the next few months, and I think we will see the bill published probably either in the summer or in the early autumn, would be my guess. But I certainly think we'll see the bill published this year. I think there is growing support for these issues, and I think what's helped on tackling online harms, there always has been in terms of child protection. But we see things like in the UK, there's been a significant rise in reported hate crimes. The BBC did a study last week looking at a very significant increase in self-harm amongst preteen girls. You would say, what's driving this? The big difference in society between now and 6-7 years ago is much higher use of social media by younger people, and is that leading to harm? So I think these issues are not just seen in the political context of, is this about how people vote in elections or what the Russians are doing? Is this about Brexit or Trump? It's about a whole range of issues that affect society. And actually this year of COVID, I think, has made people focus on the power of conspiracy theories and misleading information more than ever before. So I think there's a growing sense that something needs to be done on the safety online movement now.